Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. So we are going to do the Fieldsense deep dive of Madden 23. So this is everything that you want to know about Fieldsense in Madden 23. Welcome to our Madden 23 Gridiron Notes debut. Gridiron Notes are where you can find the latest and greatest information on Madden NFL 23 all season long. Today, we're very excited to share everything you need to know about Fieldsense. The Fieldsense gameplay system is only available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS versions of Madden NFL 23. So that's going to be important. If you don't have those systems, I know it's going to be definitely hard to find them. You know, people buy up the PlayStation 5 and then list it for double the retail price. But, you know, if you either have it or maybe you can find it at retail price. If you feel like doing that to have the Fieldsense, then you can do that. But let's cover what Fieldsense is. Fieldsense is the foundation for consistent, ultra-realistic gameplay that gives you more control at every position and affects every game mode in Madden NFL 23. Fueled by new physics-informed animation and animation branching technology, Fieldsense makes gameplay more authentic, bringing more variety and realistic physics-driven outcomes. Fieldsense comes to life in Madden NFL 23 in 4 major ways. Through new control mechanics that we are calling hit everything, skill-based passing, 360 cuts, and wide receiver versus DB battles. We're starting on the defensive side of the ball with hit everything. Even that, just the name, hit everything. I mean, that sounds like that's physical defense. We have heard from you and that at times tackles and collisions between players in Madden NFL gameplay felt predetermined, leading to immersion-breaking moments and lack of total control. We built Hit Everything with a focus on alleviating those feelings. Hit Everything is comprised of 6 key components that offer emergent gameplay interactions combined with over 3,500 new animations to give you the control over every impact, tackle, and collision for more authentic outcomes. 3,500 new animations. That's a lot. So that must have taken probably a lot of studying and a lot of analyzing to get that. So you see the 2 pictures here. One, it looks like 2 Rams players probably. I see the 8 over here, so they're probably trying to tackle Joe Mixon, if I had to guess. This, I think I can make out a 5 over here, which makes this Jalen Ramsey. Ah, man, this looks like 50. If it's 50, I believe that's to Ernest Jones. Or Ernest Jones, one of the 2. This is Jamal Adams hitting George Kittle, obviously. That's not too hard to make out. Components of Hit Everything. So these are the 4 components that they were talking about. Hit the Pile. Hit the Pile is a physics-informed animation selection system built to give players more dynamic animations in multiplayer tackle situations. In every collision with Hit the Pile, key physical factors such as the players involved in the pile and the impact being brought to the pile are used to determine the proper outcome from a variety of possible outcomes. Gang tackles in Madden NFL 23 will be more organic and unpredictable in how they look and behave, but also will offer players more control to impact the pile throughout the play. This new system will allow defensive players to seamlessly add on to ongoing tackle interactions at any point, whether they be two-man tackles or gang tackles. Hit the Pile aims to consistently reward defenders for the impact they bring to every pile by allowing players the opportunity to always get involved in those game-changing stops. So this is, you see the run plays where the offensive guys are on one side, the defensive guys are on the other, and the running back's somewhere in the middle. Stand-up tackles. Not only is the outcome of the tackle in question, but the ball carrier also has a higher chance of fumbling while being stood up. So when extra defenders add on to the pile, they can lay a hit stick or strip the ball out to cause a turnover. So we've seen this where one guy's holding him, trying, you're kind of trying to make the tackle, but maybe if you just kind of keep his forward momentum either slow or just keep moving him laterally, maybe a teammate can come in and punch the ball out. On the offensive side, players can hold the protect ball button to reduce the chance of a fumble. We've seen this in previous Maddens, while giving up the ability to break the tackle. Even then, you have your ball carrier settings, either aggressive or conservative. That does it as well. As a last resort, ball carriers can even give themselves up at any time and concede the stand-up tackle to completely negate their fumble chances. We've seen people, not necessarily while they're, mid-tackle, but we see people slide or just go down so that way they're not hit-sticked and, they don't fumble. Or, they'll go down or they'll run out of bounds. Either or. That way they don't risk fumbling the football in a situation where they're either trying to ice it or they're trying to get into field goal range to win the game. The size of the ball carrier, defenders, and ratings of the players in the stand-up tackle all factor into who will have the best chance to win these interactions. So, Derrick Henry, you'll have a better chance than, say, Devin Singletary. Those big, bruising running backs will have a much easier time winning against smaller defensive backs, while a linebacker is more likely to win against smaller receiving backs. Literally what I just said. And just in different terms. Hitting blocks. Not only can you interact in different ways with ongoing tackles, but you can do the same with ongoing blocking interactions too. When in range of a blocking interaction as a defender, the hit stick can be used to run into a block to blow it up with force to create a pile, get through traffic to get into pursuit of the ball carrier, or get a teammate free. I think we saw this in one of the trailers that was released. I can't remember which one. Mid-air knockouts. Over the last 2 years, you've seen a significant shift in interactions at the catch point. In Madden 21, the interactions were primarily multiplayer catches that had two players both playing the ball inside of a single interaction. In Madden 22, there were far more matchups consisting of single-player animations that were independent of each other to offer more control. In Madden 23, Fieldsense has unlocked the best of both worlds to create dynamic interaction called mid-airs that both create authentic interactions but also give players the control they desire in those critical catching moments. Players will experience this control in how they attempt to break up passes, and each choice leads to different risks and rewards, as well as the actual animations that play out. When going for the interception, you'll see all new catch contests that come with a chance for the receiver to break the tackle. If you want to play it a bit more conservatively and go with a SWAT attempt, the defender will try to rip the ball out of the receiver's hands while both players are in the air, with a lower chance to break the tackle. And lastly, if you simply want to secure the tackle, Choosing play receiver or hit stick will make the defender not play the ball, but attack the receiver instead, with a lower chance of knocking the ball out compared to using SWAT. Okay. Add-on blocks. Hit everything is being used on offense as well, with new add-on blocks. This is primarily for running backs and tight ends as they try to navigate through the traffic of the line to run their routes, or on block and release routes. Our animation branching technology now allows these players to add on to and then easily leave ongoing blocking interactions with the proper momentum and results, rather than getting stuck behind piles of blockers. I think we've had this happen. Hell, screen passes. It's hike, and while your offensive linemen are trying to move to get into position to be the wall for the running back, and now the running back's stuck on an offensive lineman. You're having 3, 4, 5, rushers come free, and it's just a whole mess. In addition to running backs and tight ends, though, any blocker will have the ability to execute these new chip blocks based on game context, such as having a blocking interaction in the path of their blocking target. So if I understand that correctly, it's, okay, you want to block the middle linebacker, but there's a defensive lineman in your way. So you're going to kind of push the defensive lineman a little bit and then head up to the linebacker. Branching in physics tech. Any collision on the field would now lead on our Fieldsense system to determine if they should branch to a stumble or fall, both during the play and after the play is over. For example, if a defender misses a tackle attempt, that player can take out a teammate by tripping him, or hitting a ball carrier at a bad angle can force him into a stumble or out of a tackle. You can even knock a teammate off an ongoing tackle. This system will produce more organic, dynamic moments that are reactive to the action on the field, making gameplay less predictable, while also offering more control. We've seen it before in the past, where two defenders can hit a player at the same time, and the player just keeps going, because the two hits negate themselves, essentially. We've seen it where someone's trying to make a tackle, someone comes in, hits the offensive player, and now they're free of the block. Or not the block, the tackle. We're very excited for players to get their hands on Madden NFL 23 and experience hit everything. That's not everything that Fieldsense delivers. Fieldsense is bringing new control mechanics all over the field with skill-based passing. So this we covered a little bit in the previous Gridiron Notes video that I did, but obviously we're going to get more information here. We continue to marvel at the jaw-dropping throws quarterbacks make every week in the NFL, and we are bringing those moments to life in Madden NFL 23 with our new passing mechanic, skill-based passing. So you see Burrow here and Herbert's, but that's really not telling us anything. Skill-based passing is designed to give you even more control over every pass you throw by combining a new passing meter to dictate your power and trajectory. Jeez, I don't know what I said before. On pass, and a new control for pinpoint precision. With skill-based passing, you can now lead receivers open and place the ball only where they can get it. You'll have the ability to make back shoulder throws, place it into the perfect spot on a corner route, hit your receiver for an end zone fade, or drop it over the defense on a streak. Skill-based passing will open up your offense in a whole new way. So Xerxes actually talked about this a little bit. The end zone fades, they work. And I think I mentioned this also in our the last Gridiron Notes, you could lead receivers. You could. And then you have your high passes, you have your low passes. This just takes that and makes it even more detailed. Now, could it be very difficult at first? Yeah, it probably could be, and it may very well be. But if you can get it down and you can get really good at it, then that would, really, really help as far as playing against maybe other people. How skill-based passing works. The basics. We design skill-based passing to be intuitive with both the control scheme and the visual feedback you receive when using the mechanic. To use skill-based passing, press any receiver icon to throw the ball, and then use the left stick to aim your pass to lead the receiver. Skill-based passing can be used intuitively post-snap to throw the ball however you want to whoever you want. It's that simple. However, there's multiple layers to what skill-based passing offers, and we'll start with the first thing you'll notice when using it, the target area and target reticle. Target area and target reticle. Visual feedback is a key element of skill-based passing, ensuring players get the feedback needed to build their skill and achieve full control. When you go to throw the ball to a receiver, you'll notice the target area underneath them. This target area represents two key things: where you can aim your pass when using the left stick, and the area the receiver can guarantee a catch attempt. Keyword attempt. Keep in mind that the target area can vary in size depending on the route of the receiver and depth of the pass. Within that target area, you will see a new reticle so you can get the visual feedback for where you're trying to lead the receiver. You'll be able to move the reticle via the left stick. By default, the reticle will snap to the edge of the target area in the direction of your left stick input. For our more advanced players who want finer control over ball placement, we present to you free form passing. So that is nice that if you want to lead the receiver left towards the sideline, they already put it on the left edge of the circle or the target. Freeform passing is another layer of control you can master as you become your favorite NFL quarterback. Freeform gives you the ability to pinpoint your throw to your receiver both within and outside of the target area. A huge factor in unlocking Freeform was capturing new catch animations to better pair with the throws real-life quarterbacks make. Hold left trigger or L2 and aim down and away from your receiver with the left stick for a back shoulder catch to keep the defensive back from making a play. Want to really lead your receiver on a streak? Use Freeform to aim outside of the target area and down the field to let your receiver run under it. You'll also be able to target the sidelines and corners of the end zone much easier with Freeform to enable our new fade catch animations. With Freeform being activated with left trigger or L2, we have removed the low ball pass from skill-based passing. However, you'll still be able to throw a lower trajectory pass by holding down LT or L2 and moving the left stick down to have the receiver make a catch closer to the ground. So there's no low throws anymore. It looks like you can still make the high throw, but low is out of Madden. Passing meters. We've built 2 new passing meters you can use with skill-based passing, allowing you to choose what feels best. Power meter. This first meter focuses on you determining the power of your pass. The power meter will help you visualize what type of pass you're throwing depending on when you let go of the receiver icon. Release the receiver icon early to lob it, Release the receiver icon in the middle of the meter to throw a touch pass, or hold the receiver icon to fill up the meter and fire a bullet pass. This meter is activated by selecting placement as the passing type under the skill-based passing settings. So you don't need to have the power meter. If you don't want it, you just pick the other setting. Accuracy meter. This meter offers you the ability to influence not only the power on the pass, but your accuracy as well. This meter is activated by selecting placement and accuracy as the passing type under the skill-based passing settings. Again, if you don't want that, you can pick a different setting, it looks like. Holding down the receiver icon starts the meter. Similar to the power meter, releasing the button early results in a lob pass. Releasing in the middle releases in a touch, and holding it all the way down results in a bullet. Additionally, there is a blue portion of the meter where if you release the ball, you are guaranteed an accurate or perfect pass. If you release the pass outside of this blue section, you won't receive the accuracy boost to your pass, and your quarterback's accuracy ratings and game context will determine how accurate the throw is. Developer tip. The accuracy field on the meter can become more difficult to time and shrink when facing pressure. Trying to throw on the run or trying a cross-body throw, your quarterback's accuracy ratings and superstar X-Factor abilities also scales the accuracy within the meter. Okay, so if you're throwing on the run or a crossbody, your accuracy goes down if you don't have abilities or X factors to make up for it. So that is interesting. Skill-based passing settings. We made sure to offer total control and customization with skill-based passing under game options found in the settings menu. Passing type. You'll be able to select between the power lead and accuracy or power lead mechanic to use skill-based passing. While we really encourage players to take advantage of the new skill-based passing, you can select the classic passing type to use our legacy passing mechanics. Passing slowdown. We've added an offline-only slowdown feature for skill-based passing. When beginning your throw, the game will slow down so you can have more time to place the ball exactly where you want it. Obviously, you would only be able to do this in offline and not online versus another person, or else their game would have to be slowed down too. We also allow you to tune the speed at which the slowdown occurs so you can find the setting that works best for you. That actually is nice. So, it's not too fast, not too slow. Passing freeform max distance. You'll have the option to select the maximum distance you want to pass lead outside of the target area while using freeform. Okay, that's nice too. This setting ranges from keeping your reticle just outside the target area for safer pass leads to allowing you to pass lead the ball anywhere on the field. Oh my god. I don't think I want to do that because you screw up once and that ball is going to be 30 yards away from your receiver. Passing freeform speed. This setting will allow you to tune how fast you want your reticle to move when using the freeform mechanic. Okay, see these settings I like. We recommend hopping into practice mode to really dial in the sensitivity that feels best. Yeah. Reticle visibility allows you to turn on and off the visuals for the reticle when leading a pass. I would probably recommend you always want that on. That way you know exactly where your reticle is. Meter visibility allows you to turn on and off the visuals for either passing meter. See, I think you'd want that on. Imagine kicking a field goal and you don't have your accuracy meter or your power. If you kicked a field goal or an extra point and you don't have your meter, that's kind of the same thing there. 360 cuts. The 360 cuts gives players precise control to trigger hard cuts at any point while running with the ball. Previously, players could only rely on their left stick input to choose between hard cuts or rounded turns. In Madden 23, you now have the control to cut when and where you want so your ball carrier can find the lanes as you see them. Hold LT or L2 when running with the ball while changing direction on the left stick to execute the 360 cuts mechanic. You'll be able to easily cut a run back, cut off a blocker's back to hit the lane, or make a cut into a tight gap, whether you're a running back, a quarterback on the run, receiver after the catch, or you're returning a kickoff or interception. 360 cuts offer total control. So punts, kickoffs, interception returns, yards after catch, running with the football, whether you're a running back or a quarterback. So it's almost no matter who you are, you have 360 cuts. Wide receiver versus DB battles. Our last set of gameplay mechanics Fieldsense delivers is branching wide receiver releases and cuts, defensive back presses and counters, and an all-new defensive evade mechanic. These mechanics are available in every game mode, but have been created specifically with player-locked modes like Face of the Franchise, the League, and Squads in Superstar KO and Madden Ultimate Team in mind. Wide receiver release moves. New foot fire and hop step release moves are chainable so you can get defenders off balance to beat that press coverage. Just holding left trigger /L2 will start a foot fire with your receiver so you can set up the opposing defender with your next move. The foot fire setup move can be interrupted at any time by transitioning to a hop release or moving the left stick to break into space. Flick the right stick in 5 different directions: 90 degrees left, 45 degrees left, forward or up, 45 degrees right, and 90 degrees right. Allows the receiver to hop from his initial stance. These moves are also chainable, so players could flick 90 degrees to the left and follow that up with a flick 45 degrees to the right to get the defender off center. Jesus. Press success factors in press versus release ratings, defender strength versus receiver strength, and defender position at the time of a press. This year you'll have a reason to throw release moves at a defender in press coverage. The more off-center the defender is, the better chance of an offensive win. Wide receiver cut moves and fakes. Get total control of new cut moves to fake out defenders in man coverage. A defender in man coverage now has reaction windows that will detect if the defender reacted to the cut in time. If the reaction is late, defenders will stumble, reach out, and visually show that they have been faked out. Man, that is going to be awesome. The new cut mechanic requires you to pull both triggers when moving the left stick. Pull right trigger /R2 to sprint on the route, so just adding left trigger /L2 when a cut is wanted plays a wide receiver specific cut animation when the stick is moved. Moving the cut mechanics off the right stick allowed us to add some fakes and stutter steps. Now you can trick overly aggressive defenders with a fake, making it easier for them to get open after a cut. While running routes, flicking the right stick left, right, or down plays a fake cut or stutter step in those directions. Okay. Defensive back press and wide receiver counter. Defensive backs still have the ability to press and steer a receiver left or right, jam the receiver, or stay on top on a receiver like in previous years. But in Madden NFL 23, the cornerback mechanics are more dynamic and reactionary instead of a rock, paper, scissors concept. Because of our branching technology, defenders can start a press in one direction, but see that the receiver is moving the other way and can quickly branch within a ratings-based timing window to counter. These mechanics are done by holding A on the Xbox or X on the PlayStation and moving the left stick in the direction you want to force the receiver. We've finely tuned the delta between a defensive back's press rating when working against the receiver's release rating so that one-on-one matchups play more true to life to the player's skills. Attempting to jam, with a low-rated receiver with a high-rated defensive back will result in the receiver being stonewalled more often than not. Previously, the counter mechanic against the press focused more on hard countering the defender, but now you've upgraded the counter press mechanic to be more free-flowing and reactive. You'll be able to use right trigger, or R2, and the left stick to attempt to counter any press moves by a defensive back. Receivers with a higher release rating will have much more success in beating the press. I mean, that's the same. Just, if you have a higher release, that's standard. Defensive evade. This one, when I read it earlier, I really didn't understand what it meant, so let's see what it is. Evade moves give defenders another tool that helps them get around blockers in the open field. Creating parity with ball carriers, defenders can flick the right stick left or right to sidestep or avoid oncoming blockers, or blocking interactions that are in the pursuit path of the ball carrier. If you hold right trigger or R2 and flick the right stick to the left or right, you'll cover more ground in your sidestep. This mechanic gives you the control to anticipate an incoming blocker and avoid him altogether. If timed right, rather than waiting to get engaged and having to shed the block to attempt to tackle. We hope you've enjoyed reading all about the great moments Fieldsense will deliver this year. Be sure to check out our foundational football gameplay gridiron notes to learn how we're delivering a more balanced gameplay experience to Madden NFL 23. Alright, cool. So we have more notes that we can cover in another video. So first, thank you guys for the support on the gridiron notes that I've released so far. And hopefully I can get maybe some Madden 23 content out this year. That's the goal. I went away from gaming for a little bit, and I think I want to start introducing it again. Let me know if that's something you guys want to see. But if you did enjoy this, please leave a like and channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Turn notifications on. See you guys next video. Later.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years